Hey, good morning, guys. Welcome to another episode of Next Step Espresso, your daily shot of fitness. I am your host, as always, Johnny Landals from Next Step Nutrition, bringing you the podcast that helps you overcome the industry confusion and get results for good. Today, we're on episode 383. When you're in a weight loss phase, it can be hard to determine whether or not you're losing the right body tissue. And actually, a lot of people going through a weight loss phase will probably lose more muscle than they would like. And there are some really easy ways to get around this. So when you're looking to lose body fat, the way that you want to maintain your muscle mass, step number one, is to make sure you're doing some kind of training against resistance, right? So this doesn't need to be weight training per se. It could be swimming, one of the best ways. And then after that, you're pretty much looking at some type of weight training. You have to move your body against resistance, whether that be body weight or whether that be bands, whether that be cables, machines, dumbbells, barbells, swimming. There's a lot of ways that you can skin that cat, but you want to be using your muscle in order to not lose it, right? The whole use it or lose it does come into play, because if you're not using your muscle for any reason or stimulating muscle growth in any way, shape or form, your muscle tissue really doesn't have any need to be there and will be lost in a calorie deficit when you start trying to lose body fat. So that's step number one. Make sure you're doing weight training. Step number two is to make sure that you rest adequately. We'll talk more about this on Thursday, so I won't go into massive amounts now. Step three is to make sure you're eating enough protein. We talked about eating plenty of protein before. I talk about protein so much I could go blue in the face over protein, and people are probably thinking, shut the fuck up talking about protein so much, Johnny, you boring bastard. But it is very important when it comes to maintaining muscle tissue and actually losing body fat rather than your preciously earned muscle mass. So when you're in a dieting phase and trying to lose body weight, you'll want to bring up your protein higher, and somewhere around 1.6 to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight of protein is going to be a sweet spot for a lot of people. And then for the last thing, guys, in terms of making sure that you don't lose muscle, is to get enough sleep. This is slightly different to the resting more equation, in that if people have shown if they sleep less, it's been shown they lose more muscle and lose less fat when on an even calorie deficit to people who got more sleep. They compared 5 hours sleep versus 8.5 hours sleep. So your 4 top tips to maintaining muscle mass over and losing fat tissue would be to, 1, actually do some resistance training. Step 2 would be to rest adequately enough, get enough rest days. Step 3, eat enough protein. And step 4 would be to get enough sleep. And then in terms of how do you know if you're losing fat or losing muscle, hopefully, as the scale starts to go down, you'll continue to maintain or improve your strength in the gym in terms of the numbers that you're benching, the numbers that you're squatting, and you'll be able to see a favorable change in your body composition in terms of your waist and your stomach measurements going down, but your chest, your arms, your leg measurements going the same way, or in fact going up. And over time, you'll notice a change in your body composition with your body getting more toned, your muscles getting bigger in certain areas, and that is the best way for you to know whether you're losing fat or losing muscle. Thank you as always for listening to today's episode of Next Step Espresso. I hope you got something from it. Make sure that you rate, review, and share the podcast with as many people as you can and help it reach more people. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll see you again tomorrow for another daily shot of fitness.